Your Honor, this is going to be Miss Jessica Jeffers before the court and 24 CF 2405. If we can leave her as a plea continue for Monday, I've asked the state to check on some information in her case.
Okay, we'll continue until docket day without subpoenas. Plea or continue.
Your Honor, I sent a plea agreement back for Mr. Jones. Do you want me to go back and talk with you about it, or are you good with it? Your Honor, if I can give Mr. Jones a second to sign the plea agreement. Mr. Jones is before the court in 24 CF 2422. We do have a plea agreement to be filed in his case. 12/11/24. And the score sheet the state provided, I had to make some changes to it, but it is not going to be a downward departure for this plea.
You may. Thank you. You're okay with the score sheet?
Yes, Your Honor, no objection.
Okay. Would you please announce the terms of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Jones will be entering a plea of no contest as charged. The adjudication of guilt, sentence 3 months in the county jail with credit for all time served, concurrent between each count. $515 in court costs, $150 the defender fee. He'd ask for 24 months from date of release to have those paid before there's then the collections.
State?
That is the state's agreement, Your Honor.
Very good. Mr. Jones, would you please raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. So, Mr. Jones, you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement. I see those same terms are on your written plea agreement that you've signed. So just want to make sure, have you read your agreement closely, gone over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Had all your legal questions answered regarding the plea? You understand, importantly, you're waiving some valuable legal rights.
Yes,
Right
sir.
to go to a trial in order to get a final resolution here today, which is what will happen.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you believe this is in your best interest? You're doing so freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Based upon that, the court will accept your plea. There will be an adjudication of guilt on all 3 counts, and the court is sentencing the defendant to 3 months in the county jail on each count. They will run concurrent at the same time, so they're not stacked. You will get credit for all time served on each of the 3 counts. There'll be the standard $515 court costs, $150 public defender fee, and you'll have 24 months after you get out of jail to pay those before it goes to collections. Okay, any questions?
No, sir.
You do have 30 days to appeal this, even though you're just entering this. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
You know, this is going to be Mr. Penix Jordan. He's before the court in 24 CF 1746 and 24 CF 2418. Can we bring him back on Monday for you to look at a potential resolution?
Sure.
If we can bring him back Monday, Your Honor, I'm going to try and see if we can get his case resolved without subpoenas or plea continue.
Very well. We'll continue this matter till docket day, which is 16th next Monday, without subpoenas for a plea or continue.
Mr. Kennedy before the court. Didn't get a chance to speak with him before he came out, but I did meet with him earlier this week, if I could have a second. Your Honor, I do believe we got a plea agreement to be filed in Mr. Kennedy's cases. It is for a reduction in the charges. He was asking if there was any way the state would consider less DOC, and I was explaining to him that I've asked, and that's the best that they're going to do is what we've got in the plea agreement.
Okay.
I'll fill in the date for you.
Okay, good, we'll do that then.
Your Honor, this is Mr. Kennedy. The score sheet will likely reflect a guideline sentence of less than he's being sentenced to. So it'll be not a downward departure.
Your Honor, the state will submit the score sheet. I have to fix it.
Very good. Thank you.
May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
It's my understanding that the reduction in the charge, he's going to score right around 36 months. The plea agreement reflects a sentence of 48 months, so as I said, it will not be a downward departure, Your Honor.
Now you're getting 36 months?
36 months
something
is
unique?
the bottom end guideline sentence, Your Honor.
No, to pay the court cost.
Yes, Your Honor, the only reason I've asked for that is because there is a $50,000 fine,
Okay,
and I wanted to give him some time to at least make some effort on that.
okay. I didn't see. Go ahead and announce the terms.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Kennedy is going to be entering a plea of no contest to a lesser included offense in count 1 of 23 CF 1911. I've reflected that as Florida Statute 893.135 subsection 1F 1A. That is the reduction of 14 grams or more, but less than 28 grams. And then as charged in count 2, and then as charged in 24 CF 579. Be adjudicated guilty on both cases and all counts. And 24 CF 1911, count 1, be 48 months Department of Corrections concurrent with each count and case with credit for all time served. There is a 3-year minimum mandatory sentence on that count. Count 2 will be 48 months of DOC concurrent with each count and case with credit for all time served. $1,140 of court costs, $150 public defender fee, and then there's the $50,000 fine associated with that. No probation to follow. And then 24 CF 579, 48 months Department of Corrections, concurrent with 23 CF 1911, with credit for all time served. Standard court costs, public defender fee, and again, no probation to follow. And they'd ask the court for 36 months to pay those fees.
And that is the state's agreement, Your Honor.
Very good. Mr. Kennedy, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Kennedy, you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement. I see those same terms. I was following it are contained in the written agreement that you've signed.
Yes, sir.
Do you, have you had a chance to read this closely and go over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that by entering this plea agreement, you're waiving some valuable legal rights guaranteed to you by the U.S. Constitution. The right to go to a trial, the right to force the state to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt, confront witnesses, all those things, you're waiving those in order to get a final resolution here today.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And have you had all your questions answered about what that all means?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you believe that this is in your best interest to enter into this plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Is there a factual basis for this plea agreement?
So stipulated, Your Honor.
Very good. And you are entering this freely and voluntarily? Nobody threatened or coerced you to get you to enter into this plea, did they?
No, sir.
Okay. Very good. Based upon that testimony, then the court will accept your plea as to case 23 CF 1911. Count 1 is a lesser included count of trafficking in amphetamine or methamphetamine with slightly different weights. And the court on that lesser included with the statutory cite that's contained in the plea agreement. As to this count, the court is sentencing the defendant to 48 months, Department of Corrections. You will get credit for all time served on this. The first 36 months of this sentence in DOC is a minimum mandatory sentence. And count 2 and the one count in 24 CF 579, you are also being sentenced to 48 months DOC. You will get credit for time served in both of those as well. And they'll be served, all three of those are going to be served concurrently at the same time. They're not stacking them on top of one another, okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, as to the count 1 in 1911, there is $1,140 in court cost, $150 public defender fee, and a mandatory $50,000 fine. There'll be no probation to follow when you get out, okay? And you will have, on any of these, there'll be no probation after you get out of your incarcerative sentence. And as to all these fees and costs, you do have 36 months to pay
Okay.
before it goes to collections. Okay? Any questions? Anything, Mr. Gates?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. You have 30 days.
Yeah, that's,
Mr. Kennedy, you have 30 days to appeal this if you want to, okay? You got to do it within 30 days. Thank you.
This is going to be Mr. Kubit's check before the court in 24 CF 1319 and 24 CF 1671. If I could have a second with him. That's what we want. If I could pass Mr. Kubit's check, Your Honor, I want to go over the plea agreement with him. Essentially, it's time served, but given he's got a TBI, I want to make sure that he understands specifically what we're agreeing to.
Very good.
That's the, I see that I have almost 2 years at the maximum, but yeah, the court costs and the public defender fee, yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna come talk to you.
Yes, sir, I think that is completely understandable, and yeah, because I get I got raised from the $750 a month, which was $612 and $80 since Medicare Part A and B mandatory come in. But yes, I complain about how it's been closed me in a home, so they raised me to 912 months, so yes, I'll be able to pay it. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You're going to go back and we'll talk to you. You're going to come out and we're going to do this today, and it should be released later this afternoon, okay?
All right, yes, sir.
All right.
God bless you, and everyone's head is happiness and health.
I appreciate it, Mr. Kubit's check. I'll see you in a second, okay? No, I do have one other, Your Honor, that's on there, Mr. Vaughn Hutchins. We had sent a motion in order for continuance in that case.
And the court signed it.
I did see it hasn't been processed yet, so that's why I was just making sure. Hutchins?
It wasn't signed until last night or first thing this morning, and it takes a little while to process, to get through the,
That's all right, Your Honor, then for Madam Clerk, February the 12th.
Okay.
On those two cases. And I will go see Mr. Kubitschek, Your Honor.
so you wanted, are the rest of yours waivers?
I shouldn't have any more others on the document, Your Honor. They all were continued prior to today.
Okay, well, I must not have gotten an updated docket, so I'll go over it with the clerk.
Yes, sir, and I'm not going anywhere, so I can address it when I
Okay.
come back.
hold on a second.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to go inside.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, we'll let him, so you can.
Mr. Medina,
May I proceed, Judge?
you may. Thank you.
Your Honor, Steve Medina with IBJ Anderson and 24 CF 1412. Cody Sprouse is the prosecutor on this case. I was going to have her return on docket day, but basically she wants to go ahead and accept the state's offer. So I'm going to write it up and she's going to take the plea today that,
Okay.
do you have anything, do you have something holding you in Walton County? You don't have a hold to your knowledge, right?
No, sir.
Okay, so she wants to go ahead and do the deal, Judge. I'm sorry,
All
was,
right.
we'll write it up and get it to her shortly. So step back for a
Thank
few
you, Your
minutes.
Honor.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Steve, do you have the score
She's gonna
sheet?
plead out to the DUI.
Do you have the score sheet from Ms. Anderson? You can check it later, I mean, you don't have to check it right now.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, Steve Medina with Miss Samantha Blair. Miss Blair is 24 CF 1788. And, Your Honor, we are going to be filing a motion to suppress. The state's going to look at that. She's also been accepted at Penix House. I do need to, at this time, continue it to the next cycle.
Very good. The court will continue this till 2/12, 9 a.m.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, Steve Medina with Sherry Clark. She has a VOP, and the number escapes me, but Sherry's new law case, Ms. Clark's new law case is 22 CF 2896. Your Honor,
I've
this,
also got one other case, 21 CF 3182.
that would be the VOP
That's
case.
the VOP?
Yes,
Okay.
Judge, and they're riding together. Your Honor, the state is, I think basically the state wants a continuance. We have a motion in limine that's set for January 16, so I think it does need to be continued. I think there are a couple things happening in the case. The state is considering hiring its own toxicologist, which may relate to the motion in limine. We're also going to be working out a way to produce various medical records of Ms. Clark's that we provided to our toxicologist to the state pursuant to a confidentiality order that's going to be worked out. So we'll be needing a continuance until next cycle, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor, the state is going to be employing its own toxicologist, and that is true. We do have a motion set on January 16th.
Very good. Based upon that, the court will continue this matter until 2/12 at 9 a.m.
Your Honor, Steve Medina with Takia L. Alloway and 24 CF 1744 and 24 CF 1306. I provided the state a couple of options for counter offers for Mr. Alloway. I don't know if the case is going to be resolved, but I would ask him to come back on docket day. Meanwhile, I will be if we don't work it out on docket day, I'll be filing a motion to suppress, and it's possible that that will lead to a resolution next cycle. So we do need to continue it for now. Excuse me, just return on docket date December 16th.
Okay, so the court will continue this until next Monday, which is the 16th, without subpoenas for plea or continue.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Gates, you're correct, all yours are continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Steve Dean with Craig Anderson. I do need an updated score sheet, to my knowledge, on this case. I may have it by now, I'm not sure, but we do,
Andress, I don't think that's mine, so it's
excuse me, what's your
Anderson?
Craig
Craig
Anderson?
Anderson,
That's, you don't need to look at that thing.
Andress?
Craig Anderson. This is Craig Anderson, did I
Okay.
not say that?
Well, there's two Andersons, there's Elijah and there's
Yeah,
Creighton.
but I think I said Craig Anderson.
I-
This is Craig Anderson.
Yes, the bail says you did, so you did.
Thank you. Okay. Basically, it's the first time up. We need to continue it to next cycle to see if he gets accepted by Keaton and Phoenix House. And that's the status at this time, Judge.
Okay. State okay with continuing?
The state has no
Sec-
objection, Your Honor.
Court will continue full cycle 2/12, 9 a.m. Okay.
Thank you. Your Honor, Elijah M. Anderson is before the court, 24 CF 2132. Basically, we need to continue this to the next cycle. I have tried to reach out to the alleged victim, but he did not want to talk to me. Of course, there's a lot of protection of victims' rights. I made it clear to him he didn't have to talk to me. The case is not being dismissed from my understanding from the state at this time. I don't think we can work out a misdemeanor deal. Is this?
This is Mr. Sprouse's, yes.
Okay. Well, let's bring him back just in case, because it was a family situation.
Can we try to plead today?
Judge, we can return him for docket day. He can come back on Monday if the court will allow it, and we'll see if we can work something out with Mr. Sprouse. But as of this time, the prosecutor's handling the case is not here. I've given a lot of feedback. I'm not going to get it this week,
Right.
so I have no information to provide until maybe we can get it on docket day.
Okay, we can't come back on Monday, the 16th. That'll be the soonest docket. And hopefully we can get some resolution there and get a chance to talk to them.
Thank you.
What about Ivy Anderson?
Ivy Andress was the female we had first.
She's coming back?
Oh, we're going to have her back with the police.
Okay.
Jesse Anderson, Your Honor, in 24 CF 2097 and 23 CF 1127. I'm anticipating filing a motion to dismiss in the new law case, and we need to continue it to next cycle.
State?
Your Honor, the state has no objection.
This is a relatively recent case. The court will continue it till 2/12.
Thank you. You'll see. plea agreement for Mr. Brett. I have it as B-R-E-T, just one T, Andress.
Correct. That's what I've got
And,
too.
we have an agreement that he's been over with me, and he is signing, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yeah.
How you doing, Honor? Thank you.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, I'm providing a copy of probation. It's going to be a jail deal concurrent, but he's going to be allowed to maintain his withhold in his 2 VOP cases with a special condition of probation, so it's a little bit complicated and lengthy. And he is doing the ECLC program at the jail, and that's really being very beneficial to him.
Yes, it has. I'm a born-again Christian, been resaved. We're doing over 1,700 hours of curriculum activities with Ms. Dana. Doing our Jesus callings every morning. We have certain rules in the dorm. There's been no write-ups, no violations in the dorm, no fights, nothing like that. It's a real good dorm. Ms. Dana set up there. It's been really good for the jail.
May I approach with the agreement?
You may.
Your Honor?
I've heard several things about it. It is a very good program.
Oh, yeah, it's helped a lot. It's a really great program, and I'm hoping actually to get out and rejoin the program. That way I can finish my phase ups, because I'm going through phase 2 right now. And it's a 4-phase program. Every 3 months you phase up.
That's good.
And it's really good because he knows he needs inpatient treatment, so it's basically a form of faith-based inpatient treatment. So it's helpful, so his jail time won't be wasted, so to speak.
Very good.
Your Honor, Mr. Brett Cole Andress in 23 CF 2765, 24 CF 756, and 24 CF 2157 is resolving his case. I failed to check nolo contendere. Can the court check the nolo contendere box at the top of the first page? I apologize, Judge.
Got it.
So he's pleading nolo contendere in the new law. Pursuant to the agreement, the state's agreeing to dismiss count 1 of 24 CF 2157 in exchange for an admission on the VOP, maintain the withhold adjudication in 23 CF 2765 and 24 CF 756, adjudication of guilt on count 2 of 24 CF 2157, which was a misdemeanor, reinstate and modify supervision in 23 CF 2765 and 24 CF 756 to add a special condition of concurrent 11 months, 29 days jail with credit for all time served, and with probation to automatically terminate upon release. Concurrent 11 months, 29 days jail with credit for all time served on count 2 of 24 CF 2157. The defendant will pay restitution of $540 to Robert John O'Gorman in 24 CF 2157 within 180 days after release, or the restitution will go to lien. $100 VOP fee times 2, $270 court costs in 24 CF 2157. Outstanding monetary obligations will go to collections or lien 180 days after release.
State.
That's the state's agreement, Your Honor.
Very good. Mr. Andress, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement, and I see those same terms are obviously in the written agreement
Yes, sir.
that you've signed. Just want to make sure you've gone over it in detail, read it, and gone over it in detail with your attorney, make sure you had all your legal questions answered.
Yes, I did.
Because you're waiving some valuable legal rights, the right to go to force the state to prove their case, et cetera,
Yes,
in order to get a final resolution. Do you believe that's in your best interest?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
And you believe that, or you feel like you've gotten all your legal questions about this plea answered?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got it all, like, except for the credit part of it, I'm still taking credit.
Okay, well, if there's anything that's a question mark, so the way it works is, you'll get credit for all these sentences. I'm about ready to sentence you to jail.
Yes,
You will get credit for time served, but we can't determine what that is. The jail actually does that. It's a little bit unusual, but the jail determines the amount of this, so that we just say with credit for time served. But that's, even if you didn't have a plea agreement, that's always statutory. You always get credit for time served.
okay.
But you will definitely get credit for time served on all of these. Each one will be different, though.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, do you have any other questions regarding this?
No, that's it, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, very good. And you are entering this freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay. So based upon that, the court will accept your plea agreement. There's going to be in the VOPs, the defendant is admitting the VOPs. We're going to maintain withhold of adjudication. That's important, so you won't be a convicted felon.
Thank you, Your
In
Honor.
the two VOPs, which is 23 CF 2765 and 24 CF 756. And the way it's worded is a little, in order to do that, it has to be worded a certain way in order to maintain the withhold, which is a benefit to you, obviously.
Yes, it is.
So we're adding a special condition of a concurrent 11 months, 29 days jail. So we're going to reinstate and modify supervision. So you've got two VOPs. So we're modifying and reinstating supervision. They're going to add a condition. It's called with a concurrent. So within the probation, you're sentenced to 11 months, 29 days in jail. Okay, on each of those counts.
Okay.
But there'll be credit for all time served.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And once you get out of jail, once the 11 months, 29 days are finished, you get out of jail, then your probation is going to automatically terminate. It's kind of, the way it's worded is so that you can withhold the adjudication. It's a little bit weird, though, the way it's worded. On the new law charge, which is 24 CF 2157, you're going to be sentenced to 11 months, 29 days in jail, and they'll be served concurrent with the other one. So all of them, it's a total of 11 months, 29 days jail with credit for time served. You do have to pay restitution in the amount of $540 to Robert John O'Gorman in 2157. You'll have 180 days after your release, or the restitution would go to a lien. And then the same with court costs, $100 VOP times 2, $270 in court costs. And again, you have 180 days to pay, then it goes to collections.
Okay, I should have no problem paying.
Okay, any questions?
Your Honor, I made a mistake, an omission.
Okay,
I failed to include the public defender fees, which I'm required to include. That's $350.
yeah.
Sorry. But I'll get in trouble if I don't do that.
Everybody wants their fees.
That's fine, I'm glad I'm actually not gonna be convicted felon. That way I can actually become something to myself. I can have a future, probably
Yeah, I appreciate it.
apply for a police officer, or, as I was accepted as a police officer in Nashville, Tennessee before I came here. And,
Okay, well, good.
my ex kind of just led me down the wrong path.
Very good.
So need to follow God and get back in touch with God before I work out relationships.
Okay. Well, good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Medina?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay. Good luck.
Take care.
God bless y'all.
Your Honor, this is Antonio Arena. Mr. Arena's case is 24 CF 1609. I need to continue this case. We're setting depositions, if they haven't already been set, of the alleged victim and witness, who is father and brother. So if we could continue to next cycle, Your Honor.
State,
No objection.
without objection, the court will continue this matter to the next cycle, 2/12, February 12th at 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, Steve Medina with Brian. It's Brian with a Y, A Baker in 24 CF 2403. I would ask to return on docket day to see if we can reach a resolution, plea, or continue.
Very good. The court will continue this till docket day without subpoenas for plea or continue.
Thank you. Steve Medina with Taekwon D. Ballard. Mr. Ballard's cases are 24 CF 2663 and 24 CF 2312. I did inquire to see if there would be a resolution for probation on misdemeanors to get him out of jail this cycle, and that's not available to him. The state does not feel that it is in a position to do a resolution that would be attractive to him at this time, so we're going to have to take the depositions which have been set or are being set, Judge, if we can continue the next cycle.
Continue to 2/12 at 9 a.m. What, I've only got one of the cases. I've got the
I'm sorry.
2312, what is the other?
Yes, Judge, we can waive arraignment and go ahead and enter not guilty plea in 24 CF 2663. There has been an information filed.
Is that on the arraignment docket on
Yes,
tomorrow?
it's on, no, not for tomorrow, Your Honor, it's December 17,
Okay,
2024, arraignment, and he will enter a not guilty plea. It's the same charge as in the other case, same alleged victim. So we
okay,
are
so
taking
we'll enter a not guilty plea in that, and then we'll run them parallel to this other case, so we'll come back at the pretrial on 2/12.
Thank you, Judge. Steve Medina with William Bentley. We have an agreement in Mr. Bentley's case. I'm sorry, Judge, I'm looking for it. I've got it here somewhere. Here it is. And he is signing the agreement that we've been over, Your Honor. And I'm going to give probation a copy too. It does involve 12 months probation, state probation. Thank you. Thank you, sir. May I approach with the agreement and score sheet, Your Honor?
You may.
You're not scoring prison. Your Honor, he's not scoring prison, so there's not a downward departure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Your Honor, under the terms of the agreement, Mr. Bentley in 24 CF 159 will be pleading nolo contendere pursuant to an agreement with an adjudication of guilt as charged. There will be 12 months probation, reserved jurisdiction on restitution for 180 days, substance abuse evaluation within 30 days, with any recommended treatment to commence within 60 days, 24 hours community service, no contact with Cherie Nicholson, 515 court costs, 150 public defender fees, Your Honor.
That is the state's agreement, Your Honor.
Very good. Mr. Bentley, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of the agreement, and I see you've signed the written agreement.
Yes,
Have
sir.
you read through this and gone over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
You understand you're waiving the right to go to a trial and some other rights in order to get a final resolution of this case today?
Yes, sir.
And this is what you want to do? You believe it's in your best interest?
Yes, sir.
And are you doing so freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Based upon that, court will accept your plea agreement. There'll be an adjudication of guilt as charged, and the defendant is being sentenced to 12 months probation. The court will reserve jurisdiction on restitution for 180 days. As a condition of the probation, defendant must submit to a substance abuse evaluation within 30 days, and any recommended treatment to commence in 60 days. You got 24 hours of community service, and importantly, this will include no contact with Cherie Nicholson. That'll be one side, so even if she walked up to you in public, you got to walk away from her. You understand that?
Yes,
Your
sir.
obligation to stay away from her. And you got standard court costs and fees. Okay, any questions?
Yes, sir.
And Your Honor, it's maybe late when he gets back. If that's the case, I guess he would need to report 8 a.m. tomorrow morning
Correct.
at 13 Kelly Avenue, Fort Walton Beach. Okay?
Yeah,
Thank
make
you.
sure and do that.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, sorry, I'm just looking at the right file here. Oh, Judge, Paul B. Bessinger is before the court in 24 CF 2533. And we are in need of a service address for witness Michael David Prentice. But we are scheduling depositions and do need to continue this to the next cycle, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we will get him and the address that we're aware of, and we are taking that position.
Very good. Court will accept or will continue this matter till the next cycle, 2/12 at 9 a.m. Okay?
Thank you. Your Honor, Steve Medina with Reginald L. Bethune. Mr. Bethune's cases are 23 CF 2580, 23 CF 2581, and 23 CF 2582. I have, back in September, provided the state a very detailed list of some outstanding discovery issues that are substantially unresolved at this time. I know the state is aware of that, and that was recently reiterated by Ms. Sharpless, so we'll see if we can work that out in short order. If not, I may have to file a motion to compel, even though I know Ms. Sharpless is doing what she can. There are some major issues that we need to get pinned down to have this ready for trial, but we will hopefully be ready for trial in one or more of these cases next cycle, Your Honor, if we could continue.
And the state I don't know if Mr. Medina has received the discovery yet, but the state has resolved some of the issues and had to resend some video. So we should have at least some of that coming, and I know there are more crime scene photos coming.
Okay, thank you. We'll go through that as soon as we can, Your Honor.
Very good. So the court will continue this matter for further discovery until February 12th at 9 a.m.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, Steve Medina with David M. Bishop Sr. I this morning received, he's in 24 CF 277. This morning I received a score sheet from the state. I'm going to need to let him review it and ask that we return on docket day. I don't think we can resolve it today, but I don't want to not have him have enough time to go over the situation. 31.2 with credit for all time served. This is a copy for you. Your Honor, I would still ask to have him return on docket day. Just in case he wishes to reconsider, I highly recommend that he take this deal. I do need to explain a little bit on the record why I think it's in his best interest. The state under this agreement is, under this proposed agreement that Mr. Bishop is indicating he does not want, was dismissing counts 1 and 2, which were second-degree felony child pornography charges, would be allowing him to plead out on a guidelines resolution just on count 3, and that I think is in his best interest, and he would be under the way that I discussed with Ms. Basso, would be allowed to maintain his right to appeal the dispositive motion to suppress that was denied by the court, and so he would be able to get benefit of what I think was a deal in his best interest while continuing to pursue the appeal that he feels very strongly about. I think that if he does go to trial, there's a substantial probability that he'll have conviction on the 2 child pornography charges in addition to the count 3 charge, therefore have a bigger score. My understanding from talking to Ms. Basso is that he would also have a sexual predator classification under those circumstances. He may, I cannot advise him as to federal probation, but I think he has some concerns that might have some impact on his federal probation. But in any event, I highly recommend that he take the deal. I would ask that the court allow him to come back on docket day just in case he reconsiders. I do also, the state has agreed. When we had our motion to suppress hearing, I had moved for a continuance and the court had denied that relating to his mother's potential testimony. His mother came in and provided some evidence, including an affidavit to our office, and we had set it for tomorrow for a status conference and basically a stipulated proffer. So basically, what I could do is just not have him come back for the status tomorrow at, I think it was 9 a.m. We could go ahead and tender to the court the proffer today. That just related to perfecting his appeal on the denial of the motion to suppress and the ore tennis motion for continuance. So basically, it's what his mother would have testified about had she come to the hearing. So may I approach with that proffer, Judge? And then the state has no objection to the court basically accepting that in writing, so we wouldn't have to call her in for a verbal proffer.
And Your Honor, the state has had an opportunity to review it. Mr. Medina was kind enough to provide it, and we have no objection to the court considering that as basically a completion of the record. And that was the state's offer to Mr. Bishop. I would let Mr. Bishop know, Mr. Medina has already said, the state would have every intention of proceeding on all charges, so his exposure would be 35 years and sexual predator status if convicted. So we do not intend to let this case go by the wayside just because he's not taking the offer.
May I approach, Judge?
You may.
This is with the proffer.
Thank you.
I don't know if the court would wish to have some sort of colloquy with him about his decision to make sure he understands the serious ramifications.
No? He has a right to make the deal or not make the deal. Even if it's a great deal and he doesn't want it, I have no basis to force him. I think you laid out pretty clearly what the risks are along with the state.
May I communicate what he just told me to Ms. Basu?
Sure. Want me to tell her what she's going to say?
Yes, he communicated through me to Ms. Basso, and she immediately respectfully declined his offer to do 18 months.
I thought it was going to be
community
hell
control.
no.
Pardon me?
I thought it was going to be hell no. I didn't think it was going to be a respectful.
Well, she said respectfully, Your Honor, so
Okay.
she's always very respectful.
In
so.
consideration for Mr. Medina,
So,
Your Honor.
I think, he's able to make his own decisions, and so I don't see any reason bringing him back for docket day.
Okay.
Is the state removing the offer at this point, or will the state leave it open to next cycle just in case he changes his mind?
Are we planning on bringing him back on docket day?
Well,
I can leave it till docket day. Next cycle's fine. Either way, I'll be ready.
okay, let's continue it to next cycle. If the state
Yeah.
will leave it open till pre-trial on
And are
February.
we ready to go next cycle? As
Oh,
far as-
absolutely, Judge, not a problem.
Yes, I've
Okay,
done.
so the court's going to ask the clerk to have the minutes sheet reflect that this will be the last continuance. We'll go to
Sir.
trial and try it out.
We'll get the witnesses lined up.
So the pretrial would be February 12, and the state will keep the offer open until then.
Until the 12th, yes, because I'll have to issue subpoenas.
Okay, thank you, Your
Okay,
Honor.
very good, thank you.
Yeah, there's hearing scheduled tomorrow for ordinance.
What do we got tomorrow?
It's a status hearing.
So we don't have to, we've got something on
So, Judge, tomorrow was supposed to be status.
wait a second. We've got something on the book, Mr. Medina, hold on a second. Got something on the books tomorrow?
Yes, we'll cancel the status conference. It's mooted because the state has accepted, the court has accepted our proffer, so we do not need to bring it back for status tomorrow.
Very good.
Thank you. I'm sorry for not clearing that up.
That's all right.
Thank you. Right, y'all. Your Honor, Steve Medina with Malik Bradshaw. Does the court have the case numbers?
I do.
3 case numbers?
21 CF 2374, 23 CF 1031, 23 CF 2658, 23 CF 2660. I think it's it. 4 cases.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I just give him a bit of information?
Sure.
Your Honor, I would ask to continue Mr. Bradshaw's cases to next pretrial, noting that Judge Clark's assistant has allowed us to notice for hearing on January 16 a motion to suppress in what I'll call the gun range case. And so we'll be coming back January 16th, but I would say continue to the next pretrial.
Okay. So we'll continue the overall case, the regular track on next full cycle, 2/12, February 12th.
Right, you're right.
And that won't affect your hearing in January?
Yes, Judge, and he's given me some cases, and I just, because of other responsibilities, had to not complete the research that I'm doing. I may have one or more other motions too, and I'll do my best to file them as soon as I can in the new year.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your Honor, the state's previous offer will stay open until that hearing begins. Once the hearing on the motion to suppress begins, the offer will be revoked, and the state will do that on the record at the motion to suppress.
And that, for the record, I think that was a 36-month DOC offer, is that correct? And I was highly recommending that he take that offer, and he had said no, so he'll be able to think about that until we begin the motion to suppress hearing on January 16th, just in case he changes his mind.
Very good.
Which would be my recommendation. Thank you.
I was gonna say I can run it. Is this the 20th? You said it's a Friday. I've got to run it that afternoon.
Your Honor, Steve Medina with Vasile Brickage, BRICAGE is the way it is in the docket. I do note for the record that it's BRICEAG actually, but we have to stay with the way it is in the record, I think. But basically, the state prosecutor filed a stipulated continuance, asking for a 30-day continuance. I don't think we need to continue it the whole cycle. Does the court have a January date that we could do, or should we just continue it to the next pretrial?
What, for what?
Well, I think we're going to work the case out.
Why don't we do the regular full cycle? If you all come up with a plea agreement, then we'll put it on the next miscellaneous date. No use of scheduling it for a maybe. I don't.
Yeah, I think it's highly probable, and I was hoping to not have it, because he's got transferred out of Kentucky DOC custody. It's kind of in his best interest that he gets back and serve his DOC time. And the state prosecutor did say he only needed a 30-day continuance, but my preference would be January, but I understand what the court's saying.
No, we can
I
do
think
it.
we're going
We
to
can
work
do
it out. I've
That's
had
fine.
very positive feedback
Do you
from
want
the
to put it
prosecutor.
down on, I don't have any problem. If you
I'd
think
rather do it for kind of like a status for.
January 21st?
Thank you. Okay.
And Your Honor, just for the record, Taylor Sharpless, I was contacted by Guillermo Viejo, who's appeared before Your Honor before, and who is the senior assistant statewide prosecutor on this case. That was his recitation of what should happen with this case as well. So I can confirm that from the state's perspective, yes, we did want it set in January.
Good, thank you. January 21st at 9 a.m.
Okay, very good.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate it. May I give some information to Mr. Briones, Your Honor?
You may.
Your Honor, Steve Medina with Mr. Jose Briones. Mr. Briones is aware that the state's best offer is 36 months DOC. He does not wish to take that offer. I think that basically, if we can, this is Mr. Sprouse's case. Let's return him on docket day, so Mr. Sprouse will be back by then and can then make a decision on what to do. The state may decide to pursue, because there's a VOP case, a VOP evidentiary hearing, or I think the state will probably go with the trial next cycle. But I recommend he take the 36 months just for the record, but he's decided he doesn't wish to take that. You want
Okay,
to
so
come back
we'll
on docket day?
continue till next Monday.
Yes.
And we'll figure out what we're doing.
December 16th, okay?
Okay? You understand what's going on? Okay.
He understands that he doesn't like it. Thank you.
Well, you just have to understand that when you talk about a plea, a lot of people don't understand. The plea is it's like any other contract. It's between two parties. They both have to agree. So if the state doesn't agree, it doesn't matter what their reason. If you don't want to agree, it doesn't matter what your reason is. Only if you both agree yes, that you have a deal. If not, you have an absolute right to go to trial. And they have a right as well. Okay, good luck.
So he is going to be back on the 16th, just in
Correct,
case he makes
correct.
his decision this month. Thank you. Yes, Steve Medina with Tober W. Burbank. Your Honor, I'm getting Mr. Burbank evaluated for Keaton and Phoenix House. I was thinking of having him come back on docket day, but I don't think we're going to resolve it by then because of Mr. Sprouse's case, and there has to be victim communication on this one, which is, I think is going to be difficult because the alleged victim may not be able to be found at this point in time. So right now, I would ask to continue it. We may move it up if we can work things out before then.
So you want to do a full cycle?
Yes.
State?
State has no objection, Your Honor.
Very good. Court will continue for a full cycle till February 12th at 9 a.m.
Your Honor, if we can get him accepted at Keaton or Phoenix House, we very well may move it up.
Absolutely. You can bring it, if you get it resolved in that manner, then we can bring it to the nearest miscellaneous date as soon as we can get one.
He's also a veteran, so my investigator is going to be discussing vet court with him too. So maybe something
very
else
good
to work
program.
out. Thank you.
I think that's a wrap for you, Mr. Medina.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, I do need to draft Ms. I.D. Anderson's agreement. It's going to take me a couple minutes. I apologize.
Mr. Gates. Kubitschek.
This is going to be Mr. Jacob Kubitschek before the court.
Kubitschek.
He and I talked about the plea agreement, and as I explained to him, the intent of the plea agreement is for him to be released from probation, since essentially time served, and no probation, so he'd be eligible for release this afternoon.
Very good.
Yeah, being on the SSDI checks, I'll make these payments as quick as possible. We go with the Bay County where I have stable residence of 7 years. I'm sorry.
12, 11, 24.
Sorry, I got that short-term memory with this payment. Sorry.
Sorry, Jacob, we're all going to work with you, okay?
All right, cool. I'm just, I'm trying to hesitate. I just don't super difficult first grade.
You've reminded me, sometimes you have to say things out loud to remember what you're doing.
Yeah, when we're talking about, I apologize. It's the next time, sometimes.
May I approach, Your Honor?
May.
You have a score sheet as well, Your Honor. No objection. Mr. Kubitschek scored roughly 5 to 6 points on the score sheet.
Would you announce the terms, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Kubitschek is before the court in 24 CF 1319 and 24 CF 1671. He'll be admitting the violation in 24 CF 1319, pleading to the lesser included offense in 24 CF 1671 of simple assault. Statute is cited 784.011 subsection 2. In 24 CF 1319, we're going to maintain the withhold. As a condition of his probation, we're going to do 30 days county jail with credit for all time served. Probation will terminate upon the completion of that jail sentence. $100 cost of prosecution, $150 public defender fee, and then 24 CF, and I didn't write that down, I apologize, Your Honor. Underneath that should be in 24 CF 1671, adjudication of guilt, time served, no probation to follow, standard court cost, public defender fee. He'd ask for 24 months from date of release to pay those outstanding fees. As I told Mr. Kubitschek, he's got more than 30 days in, so this should be something that would get him released this afternoon.
It's a blessing, and I just got raised this year from
That is the state's agreement, Your Honor.
$912 a month, so yeah, I will take care of it as best as I can. I can't work because of this traumatic brain injury.
That's okay.
I have stable residence at my best friend's mom and dad's house over in Bay County where I've lived for 34 years. So heck yeah, I will take care of these costs as quick as possible.
Very good. Mr. Kubitschek, would you raise your right hand? I need to swear you in. Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of your agreement. You can put your hand down.
Yes, sir.
And I see you've signed the written plea agreement.
Yes,
Have you
sir.
gone over it with your attorney? Have you read it and gone over it with your attorney?
Yes, sir. I've read over the one I was
Okay.
given, and he came and spoke to me a little on it, so.
Had all your questions answered about the plea agreement and what it means and all that?
Well, it's a blessing being like incarcerated around a little crazy dummies that, hey, I'm through with the incarceration and being, I live on SSDI, I do get gas from the government each month, and as soon as I can get the money to take care of the fines and the court costs and helps from the public defenders, heck yeah, I will pay what I can pay as soon as I can
Okay,
pay.
that sounds good. So, just want to make sure you understand that this will be a final resolution of all these cases,
Yes, sir.
and you are entering this freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
You understand you're waiving the right to go to a trial.
Hey, I'm being blessed with kindness. I'm getting me, let me out of this jail where I can get away from Okaloosa County back to Bay County where I've lived since 1990. And yeah, this is a blessing, and I will do the best I can and walk forward and perform kindly and not be using foul words or doing anything dumb around others.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea. And in the violation of probation case, the 1319, there'll be a maintaining of the withhold of adjudication. And as a condition of the probation, there'll be 30 days county jail with credit for time served. Probation will terminate upon the completion of the jail sentence, standard fees and costs. In the new law charge, 24 CF 1671, there'll be an adjudication of guilt. And again, you'll get credit for time served, no probation to follow, standard fees and costs. And you'll have 24 months from the date of your release to pay any outstanding court costs. Okay, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, good luck, sir.
I think that's my belief my business here in South Court Action Labor in Fort Walton Beach is the only place I've had any employment since. People that were running it, moved on to Pensacola, so yeah.
I'm still writing her agreement, Your Honor. I'm sorry, I'm gonna need
It's all right.
minutes. I apologize.
Okay. We gotta wait a few minutes, we're writing up your agreement.
Yes, sir.
So I think that's a wrap for everybody else, so, Officer Stallings, I'm gonna go ahead and head back to my office. I'm waiting for your call. We'll come back and get this wrapped up, okay? It'll just be a few minutes, it won't be long.
And may the rest of us be excused, John?
The rest of you may be excused.
See you in the morning. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
I'm Cody's. You're Cody's? Oh, it's Cody's.
Just figured
That's
out.
point I'm Cody.
Okay. You don't look at all right.
I figured that back.